Welcome to the O State Report. I'm Taylor Hernandez. When a sexual assault victim comes into Stillwater Medical Center, this is an example of one of the tests that they could go through. It's no secret that selling alcohol at the ballpark is going to mean big money for the athletic department. The University of Texas reported $3.1 million in alcohol sales during the 2016 football season. Thanks, guys. The Cowboys will be donning these sweet throwback uniforms tomorrow to play the Longhorns. The law states that all outside dogs must have a house similar to these behind me, but it fails to mention the need for bedding. Orange and black, it's Halloween and UT is not back. Hello everyone and welcome to the 2018 Sea of Orange Homecoming Parade. The is Texas or is Texas not back conversation is hands down the most overrated conversation in college football. That's all we have here on O State TV. I'm Taylor Hernandez. Empty classrooms, full sidewalks. Parents, teachers, and students have taken to the Capitol and communities around the state demanding better teacher pay and educational funding. And if you ask Marilyn Brown why she's walking out,
my polygrip that I use for my teeth is more than what I get an hour.
But where are all the students when this is going on? According to the U.S. Census Bureau, there are nearly 170,000 single parents in Oklahoma, something that grandmother Mary Jo Stewart says complicates childcare.
My daughter, she has the three, and she's a single mother, and she goes to work Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, and so it really affected her. She doesn't have a whole lot of options other than she has a daycare center and myself, and I'm all she has really, and so she was struggling. What am I going to do? When are you working, Mom?
School employees say parents were warned about the looming walkout, but longtime Stillwater educator Kelly Johnson is still concerned.
I teach at a Title I school, so it makes it very difficult. And I feel quite sure that some of our kids may be alone, and that worries me desperately.
The Stillwater YMCA is offering scholarships to a day camp for families who can't afford childcare during this teacher walkout.
We wanted to be able to help the families so the kids would have somewhere to go. The parents have all been very excited. I even had a few yesterday. They were like, if you guys wouldn't have opened up, I have no idea what we would have done.
For the O State Report, I'm Taylor Hernandez. A documentary that spurred action. What started as a normal semester quickly changed after OSU visiting professor Evan Jordan showed her class the HBO documentary, I Am Evidence. The film focuses on how victims of sexual assault and rape are often mistreated in the criminal justice system. More specifically, the shocking amount of rape kits that go untested in the United States.
Once they saw it, it upset all of us.
We can't just sit by knowing that this is happening in our state, so we decided to do something about it, and so that's what started the End the Backlog project here on campus.
The students organized a 2-day demonstration in front of the library to bring awareness to the epidemic. But what exactly does a victim go through after a sexual assault or rape occurs? When a sexual assault victim comes into Stillwater Medical Center, this is an example of one of the tests that they could go through. Now, as you see here, this is a part of the Oklahoma State Bureau of Investigation, and now there are more than 7,000 untested kids just like this one here in Oklahoma alone.
They go through this horrific thing, then they choose to come forward because, as we know, there are many more victims that we don't even know about. So the people that do, have the courage and strength to come forward, they go through secondary victimization, and then it's all for nothing.
Is there hope on the horizon for victims? Solosky met with the Oklahoma Attorney General to discuss new legislation, and she tells me testing all kits in the backlog is merely the first piece of the solution.
The second piece of it is for all future tests that come in to get those tested within 20 days. The third piece of it is going to be programming online so the victim can watch the kit at each step. So when it's in the lab, when it's tested, when it's, the victim can actually see where their test is. That's the third part. And then the fourth part is getting a standardized rape kit throughout the state.
How can you get involved?
Raising your own awareness is kind of the most important thing you can do, because the more people know about it, the less likely it is to happen.
Getting people to understand the gravity of it is how we can start to change the culture.
For the O State Report, I'm Taylor Hernandez. Boone Pickens Stadium is now home to the 8th largest video board in college football-only stadiums. Not only can the board show replays, fans can watch live game action in resolution higher than 1080. At 56 feet tall and 110 feet wide, This video board is something that head coach Mike Gundy nor fans can keep their eyes off of.
Best way is to watch the TV. I can watch a lot more and see it, but it looks bad when the head coach is always watching the big screen and not watching the game, but it's more interesting.
While the new spectacle is giving fans a better view of replays, entertainment is a major priority of the production staff.
We want the football game to be an experience that fans look back and think, oh wow, I'd like to go back there, because it wasn't just about the game. It was about the entertainment value. There's a lot of time between plays. There's a lot of time at halftime. There's TV timeouts and all that stuff. There's, within a 4-hour football game, you've probably got, I don't know, 2.5, 3 hours worth of the entertainment side of things, because plays don't usually take very long.
Davis says the response to the new board has been positive for the most part and hopes each game's production gets better. For O State TV, I'm Taylor Hernandez.
Thanksgiving came and went, leaving Oklahoma State fans with little to be thankful for after a disappointing trip to Fort Worth. The numbers tell the story for this game. Taylor Cornelius led the team with just 52 rushing yards, and the Cowboys didn't put a touchdown on the board until there were just 4 minutes and 37 seconds left in the third quarter. The same can't be said for the Horned Frogs, who capitalized on the Cowboys' many mistakes. Oklahoma State stepped up its productivity in the fourth quarter, but there was just not enough time. When asked what went wrong, head football coach Mike Gundy didn't hold back, putting much of this loss on the offense.
We waited till the fourth quarter to play on offense and make plays, and this was essentially just a game full of mistakes for us, one right after the other. Gave them defense playing good, offense couldn't move the ball at all.
After shakeups in the conference this weekend, the stage for the Big 12 championship is set, and it's a Red River rivalry rematch. Say that 3 times fast. The first time the teams met this season saw each offense post more than 500 total yards. The Longhorns led for much of the game, starting early in the first quarter, but the Sooners nearly came back in the fourth quarter, going on a 3-touchdown run. The key for Texas in this game is containing Kyler Murray. Back in October, the Longhorns defense allowed Murray to toss 4 touchdowns and lead the team in rushing. On the other side of the field, the key for the Sooners, slow down that Texas offense and don't allow scores on consecutive drives. The championship game kicks off at 11 a.m. inside Jerry World in Arlington, and you can watch that game on ABC. In a tweet on Thanksgiving, Jalen McCleskey announced what he was grateful for this year: Tulane football. The former OSU wide receiver announced in September he planned to use the new redshirt rule to transfer, and since then, Cowboy fans have been waiting to see where he planned to go. The verdict: Tulane University, where McCleskey's father is on the coaching staff. And we wish him all the best with that. The Cowboy basketball team went 2-1 in the Advocare Invitational. In the team's 90-77 win against number 19 LSU, Cam McGriff put up a monstrous 28 points. Lindy Waters complimented the 6'7 junior's performance with 16 points. The two combined for 4 steals and 5 of the team's 3-pointers. The men's next game is up north against the Minnesota Golden Gophers, and game time there is at 9 o'clock on the Big Ten Network. Something I didn't mention, guys, the Cowgirl basketball team won a big game last night against Wichita State.